This is a special report from Andy's Randomness. Here now, Andy Pollock.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a special report from Andy's Randomness. I am Andy Pollock. We are coming on the air to give you very, very devastating news in the world of radio, and that is legendary talk show host, controversial conservative Rush Limbaugh has passed away at the age of 70. He had been awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom a couple years ago by President Donald Trump. So we will get into the details. We do know that now for the past year, Rush Limbaugh has been battling cancer, and sadly, his wife went on the Excellence in Broadcasting Network to officially announce that he had passed away. So we will wrap up the special report by playing the audio. We have obtained the audio. We will play the audio of the official announcement at the end of this special report. So we are going to get into the details from the New York Daily News. And they have the article, Rush Limbaugh, right-wing radio host and Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, dead at 70. Okay, so we'll zoom in. So if you're on a mobile phone or a tablet, you can read along here. We'll see if we can get it up. Here we go. Conservative talk show host Rush Limbaugh passed away on Wednesday, February 17th, 2021, after a battle with lung cancer at the age of 70. The right-wing broadcaster was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom on February 4th, one day after he announced his diagnosis in 2020. The Missouri native was the nation's second highest paid radio personality, according to Forbes, which put his net worth at $600 million. His $87 million annual income is second only to Howard Stern's deal with Sirius XM. Oops, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on with this version of OBS lately. Limbaugh had 4 marriages, including his last one to his party planner, Catherine Rogers, 43, who he wed in 2010. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas officially officiated the wedding for Mr. Limbaugh and Miss Rogers. He famously used the term feminazi to describe women's rights advocates and said in 2015, feminism was established so as to allow unattractive women easier access to the mainstream pop culture. Rush Limbaugh was unflinchingly supportive of President Trump, who bestowed him upon the nation's highest civilian honor during last year's State of the Union address. He was known for his fiery and articulate rhetoric, which had always impassioned, though not necessarily accurate. Fact-checking outlet PolitiFact found the majority of Limbaugh quotes they checked out to some degree false, including his assertion that the evolution crowd is proven wrong by the fact that gorillas don't turn into human beings overnight. So, this is some criticism back in 2016 over the Harambe incident that gained a lot of national attention over Memorial Day weekend 6 years ago, when a young child got into the gorilla enclosure and they, of course, had to kill Harambe the gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo. So, Limbaugh was quoted saying, "I've always had a question. If I were the original apes, then how come Harambe is still an ape, and how come he didn't become one of us?" Moving on to more personal details about Rush Limbaugh. Limbaugh, a cigar smoker for almost 30 years, has expressed skepticism over the dangers of smoking. He had also compared COVID-19 to the common cold in February of last year and falsely told his more than 1 million listeners there have been 18 other coronaviruses. The Rush Limbaugh Show was syndicated in 1988 and served as a prototype for the modern-day right-wing media movement. Vanity Fair once linked the sock jock's influence among conservatives to Oprah Winfrey's sway with women. He is credited with heavily influencing voters in 1994, when Republicans won the House of Representatives during President Clinton's first term. So, he is credited for helping Newt Gingrich at that time become the Speaker of the House. Limbaugh was also a top-selling author despite attending only 1 year of college at Southeast Missouri State University, where he reportedly flunked everything according to his mother. She reportedly told the biographer her outspoken son only seemed interested in being on the radio. Well, here's something interesting. In 2014, he won the Author of the Year award at the Children's Choice Book Awards for his work on Rush Revere and the Brave Pilgrims, time travel adventures with exceptional Americans. Limbaugh said after receiving that honor from young readers, "I love America and I wish everybody did." His kids' book was commercially successful, despite being panned by literary critics, including Kirkus Reviews, which called it exceptionally bad. He credited conservative intellectual William Buckley as a role model, calling the influential commentator indescribable and irreplaceable after his death in 2008. In his last broadcast of 2020, an emotional Rush Limbaugh told listeners he didn't expect to see the end of the year and was grateful that he did. Recently, Rush Limbaugh said on the air, "Because I have outlived the diagnosis, I have been able to receive and hear the process some of the most wonderful nice things about me and I have not ever heard had I not gotten sick. How many people who pass away never hear the eulogies and never hear the thank yous?" So, that was the article from the New York Daily News. And I will certainly mention a couple things, well, two notable things that Rush Limbaugh was noted for. Well, a couple. Most recently, a long time ago, Rush Limbaugh actually moved away from New York City. He got his start on 77 WABC. Then New York, they changed his station over to 710 WOR. But he did move to Florida a while back. And, of course, made sense. Want to avoid the income tax. Also, he was actually on an episode of Family Guy, where he convinced Brian the dog to become a conservative, which was a very interesting episode, if you ask me. And there would always be a segment he would do on Fridays called Open Line Fridays, where you could talk to him about anything. And I remembered a while back, since Rush Limbaugh, believe it or not, used to be involved in sports. Yeah, true story. Used to be involved in sports. He actually used to work for the Kansas City Royals back in the 80s. True story. So he did work for the Royals. And, believe it or not, he actually tried to buy the Rams. That got a lot of controversy, of course. But there was one moment where Rush Limbaugh actually talked fantasy football on a segment with a caller. It was Friday, of course. It was a child called in, and very interesting segment, if you ask me. Very interesting, and I know in the later years of the program I didn't listen. Frankly, because I was more in tune to Mike Francesa's show. And of course, Michael Savage's at the time. When Trump Mania became a thing. And, talk radio really wouldn't be a thing, in a sense, if it weren't for Rush Limbaugh. Despite the controversy, the way we know talk radio now, if it weren't for Rush Limbaugh, you couldn't talk about politics or sports on the radio. Nobody really ever thought of that till later on. So, in a sense, we do owe gratitude to Rush Limbaugh. So, I know his fans are probably upset. I can understand that a year ago he announced that he had cancer, and what we're going to do now to wrap up this special report, we are now going to listen to the opening of today's program. We have obtained the audio from the EIB network, which stands for Excellence in Broadcasting. So we will wrap it up by playing the audio for you now. So with that being all said, this has been a special report from Andy's Randomness. Thank you for watching.
News Radio 930 WBEN. In your thoughts and prayers. Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Limbaugh.
Hello, everyone. I know that I am most certainly not the Limbaugh that you tuned in to listen to today. I, like you, very much wish Rush was behind this golden microphone right now, welcoming you to another exceptional 3 hours of broadcasting. For over 32 years, Rush has cherished you, his loyal audience, and always look forward to every single show. It is with profound sadness I must share with you directly that our beloved Rush, my wonderful husband, passed away this morning due to complications from lung cancer. As so many of you know, losing a loved one is terribly difficult. Even more so when that loved one is larger than life. Rush will forever be the greatest of all time. Rush was an extraordinary man, a gentle giant, brilliant, quick-witted, genuinely kind, extremely generous, passionate, courageous, and the hardest working person I know. Despite being one of the most recognized, powerful people in the world, Rush never let the success change his core or beliefs. He was polite and respectful to everyone he met. Even most recently, when he was not feeling well in the hospital, he was so appreciative to every single doctor and nurse and custodian and first responder. He never wanted to put anyone out and always thanked them profusely for their help. From today on, there will be a tremendous void in our lives and, of course, on the radio. Rush loved our miraculous country beyond measure. An unwavering patriot. He loved our United States military, our flag, our Constitution, our founding fathers. He proudly fought and defended conservative values in a way that no one else can. Rush often stood up and took arrows on his own because he knew it was the right thing to do. Rush encouraged so many of us to think for ourselves, to learn, and to lead. He often said it did not matter where you started or what you look like. As Americans, we all have endless opportunities like nowhere else in the world. Rush gave us hope that through hard work and determination, we can overcome the obstacles in our lives and be our best. Many of you started small businesses or pursued personal dreams because Rush gave you the faith that you could. He made the most complex issues simple to understand, while making that level of genius look easy. It most certainly was anything but easy. Irreplaceable, remarkable talent. On behalf of the Limbaugh family, I would personally like to thank each and every one of you who prayed for Rush and inspired him to keep going. You rallied around Rush and lifted him up when he needed you the most. I am certain, without a shadow of a doubt, if he could be here today, he would be. He loved you, and he loved this radio program with every part of his being. Instead, we know our Rush is in heaven, encouraging us in the same way he always did on earth. Rush's love for our country and belief that our best days are ahead live on eternally. In Rush's honor, may we all continue Rush's mission in our individual lives and communities. I know all of you listening are terribly sad. We all are. I'm terribly sorry to have to deliver this news to you. God bless you, Rush, and God bless our country.